Hey my loves, so I know I am still in this background. In case you don't know the drill, I am currently visiting my best friend and I'm in Florida and I have some time to film my April Q. I was gonna say February, holy crap, it is April. My April Q&A, I have a couple of minutes. And so I asked on Instagram and Twitter thinking this would just be a super casual Q&A. It's been 10 minutes and there's already over 220 comments on Instagram with questions. I am requested to do more Q&As all the time, it seems, so I love doing these every single month. If you guys want more, just let me know. These are my favorite because I feel like I'm actually talking to you and it's like a one-on-one convo, and I don't know, I just love you guys so much, so thank you so much for taking the time to send in questions. We're gonna kind of start off on Instagram. I think I usually start on Twitter. HeatherX.X asks, is not ever having a boyfriend at age 15 all right? Of course it is all right, Heather. There is nothing wrong with dating whenever you feel comfortable dating and dating whoever you feel comfortable dating. We all mature differently. We all want different things. Some people don't even want like a relationship, and that's fine. But like if you're worried that you are weird for not ever being in a relationship, not weird, please don't worry about that at all. You are perfect. _Savannah_ what is your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is probably a banana, but I really like mangoes right now, but mostly like frozen mangoes. I'm really sick, in case you can't hear. I have the playlist play because I just finished up at Playlist Live this past weekend, and holy crap, it was so freaking fun. I'm trying to get my vlogs edited and stuff, but I got to meet so many new friends, and I got to meet so many friends that like I've never met in person, and I met so many of you guys, and you guys are like my internet family. So it was like the most amazing experience, but I'm really sick because I think all of us are. I've been eating a lot of frozen mango because it feels really good on the throat and it's nice and sweet. Bosma, what is your favorite primer and foundation? My favorite primer, actually I'll just go grab them. My favorite primer is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is like a coconut water primer with probiotics and skin revivers, and it just makes your skin feel amazing. I have very, very dry skin. I don't sleep very much. I'm traveling constantly, so I need all the help I can get. And my favorite foundation of the moment, I know this is really expensive, is the YSL the Fusion Ink foundation. That's what it is. And I have this in the shade B30. It's a little bit too light. I really went ham with the fake tan. That was a text from my manager. Sorry about that. John Marie, if you are watching, I will get back to you in about 2 seconds. But this is my favorite foundation of the moment. I wore this a lot during playlist weekend, and I just find it looks really nice on the skin. It's a very full coverage while not feeling very cakey or heavy. It also lasts a really, really long time. So this is my favorite foundation of the moment, but if you're looking for less expensive alternatives, I like the, and obviously I don't have them with me, the Hard Candy like skin perfecting primer from the drugstore, and I also like Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay. So some high-end and some less expensive options for you. This question kind of breaks my heart, but this is from Bethany N. Long. Will I ever accept the way I look when I constantly feel ugly whenever I look around me? I'm assuming that this means that you're looking at other people and comparing yourself to them. You can't judge your own beauty based on the way that someone else looks, because you're never going to look like someone else. I did a lot of collabs with some new YouTube friends this weekend, and we were all talking about our own body struggles and the things that we see in the mirror and the things that the things that people say about us. And we're all so unique in our own struggles. I hate that you feel ugly, because ugly is definitely a feeling. Nobody looks ugly. Nobody is ugly. There is something beautiful in every single one of us, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, there's something beautiful about every single one of us, and we're all perfect in unique ways. And you never have to look at other people and think like, you know, compared to that, like, I'm just not nearly as good or not as adequate or less attractive or anything like that. Like, the thought that anyone feels like that breaks my heart, because that was me even a few years ago. And I just found that when I stopped comparing myself to other people, is when I stopped like thinking, number one, everyone is staring at me, I look hideous today, like that's all anyone is thinking about, which no one is. And number two, it's when I really started taking better care of myself and focusing more on self-love and making sure that I was okay with the person that I was and the way that I looked, and understanding that there's something beautiful about me. And your question is, will I ever stop feeling ugly? Will I ever learn to accept myself? I hope that for you, but you have to make a conscious effort to stop comparing yourself to others. And that's so much easier said than done. But when you look at someone else and you think, wow, he, she, they are so so attractive in this way. Like, I wish I had that because my this is not adequate. It's not as good as theirs. Like, there's no problem in you complimenting someone else. Like, I like to take those emotions when I look at someone else and I feel like a light ping of jealousy, which I don't feel very often anymore. But if I look at someone and I'm just like, girl, like, you are working it. Like, I wish I had that. I like to give a compliment to that person and take that energy and make sure that they know that I find that about them beautiful, because you never know what someone else doesn't think is beautiful about themselves. You never know who doesn't think that they're attractive, who doesn't think that they're worthy of existing, of looking the way that they do. Compliments are so much more powerful than anybody even realizes, and being kind is so underrated. And I found that when I started complimenting other people, it wasn't fishing for compliments, but it was always like, that person would be so grateful, number one, and then number two, they would say, you know, I was just looking at you and I think that this is beautiful about you, or like, I love your shirt, or you look great today and your hair is perfect, and whatever it might be. I find that, like, a lot of the times when you're confident enough to say to another person, this is beautiful about you, they're confident enough to look at you and be like, you know, I love this about you, and maybe they were feeling the same way, whether it's your friends, whether it's a stranger, whatever. And, you know, never go into complimenting or appreciating someone hoping that you get something back, because I think that that can be a very selfish way of going about it. But when you do it genuinely, I find that that happens a lot. But even without other people's words, just knowing that what you have is more than enough, and what you have is beautiful in its own way, is so powerful. And on days when I wake up and I'm just like, I feel ugly, I don't feel cute, you know, I don't like to call myself ugly, because I think that that's mean. And Nikki Philippi, oh my gosh, and I just did a collab where we talked about being more gentle with ourselves and talking to yourself like a parent would talk to a child. And sometimes when I'm mean to myself, I'm like, Loey is my friend, like, I love her, don't talk about her like that, because I would never talk to a friend the way that I talk to myself. And just keep that in mind, that you are your biggest supporter. You are all you have for the rest of your life, guaranteed. And you need to be more gentle with yourself and understand that what you have is perfect, and not to compare, because there is no comparing. Abby X, then, what is your favorite makeup product? I love you so much. I love you so much, Abby. My favorite makeup product, honestly, used to be foundation, and now I think it's like mascara. I really like when my eyelashes look like good, you know what I mean? Like, not that they don't look good without mascara, but I like when they're really nice and dark, because they are like blonde. I'm not naturally a blonde, but my eyelashes are, most of my body hair is like blonde. And I think that's really weird. Like, my arm hair is blonde and I shave it so you can't see, but like my leg hair is black. I don't know. Sydney. Yeah, what self tanner do you use? Currently, it was sent to me. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. I'm using the Vita Libiera 2 to 3 week tanning mousse. I really like it. It does not last 2 weeks at all. It lasts a week, but that's really long for a tanner in my opinion. And when it does start to fade, it never gets patchy or anything like that. And I've been using the same bottle, maybe using it like once or twice a month for like 6 months now, and I really like it. E_compulsive_bookworm, what is your favorite color? Love you, Loey. I love you. What is your name, my beautiful? Your name is Drew. That is really freaking cute, and your hair is gorgeous. Look at this girl. What even? That is so freaking pretty. I love stalking you guys on Instagram, by the way, especially like if I see someone who's just very uplifting. It goes back to like that whole, like when you leave a compliment or when you say something nice, like I think that people are so inclined to like go to you and like know that it's okay to say nice things back, if that makes any sense. But like, I love stalking you guys on Instagram. You're all so cute. I can't even stand it. My favorite color, Jesus. It's changed a lot in the last couple of years. It used to be like purple, and now I gravitate so much towards yellow, which is weird because it never used to be yellow. I used to hate yellow. I thought yellow was so boring and generic, and now I love yellow, like an abnormal amount. I love yellow. So yeah, I like yellow flowers. I like yellow everything. Ellie Kershaw asked a really interesting question. This is actually gonna be my last one from Instagram. What animal would you wipe off the earth? And I think that's so interesting because I think that we all are like, spiders are scary, like snakes are scary, sharks are scary, but there's like positive things to all of those animals, and our ecosystem has been designed in a way that it can't exist without everything that's already here, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of studies that show that human beings are like ruining the planet, but like in terms of animals, I would never wipe any animal off the planet. I used to be deathly afraid of spiders, like kill every spider that I see, kind of deal, you know what I mean? And it's only very recently that I finally understand. My cat was sitting there the other night and he found a spider in our house. I think that I was tweeting about this. I found like a spider in my house and freaked out, and my cat was sitting there playing with it, and the spider was just so scared. Like, it just wanted to be away from my cat. Like, it didn't want to hurt anything. It didn't want to bite anybody. And so I tried to get it outside, and unfortunately I think I chopped off a leg. I didn't mean to. It was one of those things where I didn't want to touch it, but like I was scooping it under a cup. I think I may have accidentally killed it. But yeah, no, in terms of like intentionally wiping off all animals, like, and that's not to say that I'm not going to see a spider next week and not stomp on it, because that's kind of like my biological reaction. But I understand that things like bees, I used to be deathly afraid of bees, wanted to swat every bee that I see, and now like bees are almost extinct. Like, we have a huge problem and our world cannot survive without them. And you never know what animal is positively influencing the planet, because they all are in some way. And I just love animals so much. I just don't think I would, but I know that wasn't coming from a malicious place. I'm sure it was like, spiders are scary, but that's just my honest answer. We're gonna swap over to Twitter really, really quick. One of my really good friends, Stephanie, or Stepanka Mato, how do you deal with hate comments on your channel? Girl, I feel like my friend Stephanie gets a lot of shit on her channel, and she's such a genuinely nice person. Like, we've talked a handful of times and she's so sweet. And I just I see comments, and when I see it on other people's channels, I just want to go to war for them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, don't talk about her like that. Like, it goes back to I don't want anyone to talk to my friends like that, but then when people talk to me that way, sometimes I take it personally. Really recently, I just kind of came to terms with the fact that people who are mean to you, people who hate on you or leave hate comments, only get power when you reply. And I had a really scary situation. Some of you guys know this. Someone commented an address that I lived at one point in my life. And so comments are on approval on my channel now, which I really like, because I feel like once I delete the negative comment, or once I block whoever is just being really, really mean, before it can even get onto my channel, it's a lot more work, trust me. But not only does it ensure that I read every single comment that I can, and I feel like I respond more because of that, it also means that I feel like hate is less than it was a couple of months ago. So how I deal with hate comments is I block, I delete. I'm not afraid to do that, and I never respond, and I don't take it personally, because if someone already doesn't like me, I can't do anything to change that, especially not over the internet, you know what I mean? If you don't like me, that's fine. There are people in my real life who probably don't like me. So, yeah, I just remember, that it's the internet, and people are just getting, what they perceive me to be, and they don't know who I actually am, you know what I mean? And, as long as I know in my core that I'm a good person, that I do good things, and that I love the person that I am, I can't, I feel like taking a hate comment seriously can sometimes make people think you're insecure in who you are, and sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not. I in the great words of Taylor Swift, I shake it off. Shake it off. Cookie Chip 13, Samantha, who do you think Becky with good hair is? I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I was gonna say I'm Becky, but I'm not. So I have to tell you guys, I'm mildly ashamed of this, but whenever I'm really excited about something, like Lemonade, for example, I have yet to actually listen to Lemonade, and I know, but I started it and it was so good, and I was getting so many feelings that I just I had to turn it off, because I was having feelings the other day, and I've been sick and just very emotional lately. So I don't have any theories. I really don't. I've heard some theories. Okay, so my friend Sean and I do this thing where when we do something particularly weird or crazy, we'll be Becky. That's been an inside joke for a really long time. I don't know why Becky, but we've always called, we've never known a Becky. I think Becky is a cute name. It's not a play on any Beckys, but we've always been if he does something and it's just so out of left field, I'm just Becky, what the heck? So now Becky with the good hair, hearing it everywhere, I'm just we called this a few months ago. TallyCat16, you are adorable, girl. If you could only pick one social media platform to use for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Oh my god, probably YouTube, because I feel that's where I reach the most people, and it's my passion. I would hate not having something like Twitter where I could respond to people really quickly and just keep you up to date with my life, which is so incredibly interesting. No, but you know what I mean? I feel I talk to so many people on Twitter. I've made genuine friends with my subscribers and with other YouTubers, and just with human beings on Twitter. And it's like I couldn't imagine my life without Twitter. Twitter is my baby. I will say that. Twitter is my favorite, but I think it's also because that's the one that I have the least amount of followers on. And so I still feel like, I don't know if this makes any sense, but I feel like I'm very vulnerable on Twitter. Like I say a lot of stuff on Twitter. I don't know that I would necessarily like say on Instagram because it's so quick and like people see it so fast on their timelines and stuff and like reply. I'm sorry, I'm having a horrible carpal tunnel in my, is it your forearm? Is that technically carpal tunnel? Because it's like right through here that I'm having it. I have like chronic carpal tunnel in my arms and stuff like that. But anyways, or whatever it's called. I don't know. But wow, what were we talking about? Twitter. I would really miss Twitter, but like I love YouTube too, or I love Instagram too, and I'm trying really hard to get into Facebook because I feel like I don't use Facebook as much as I should, like my Facebook page, but I don't like Facebook for personal use, so. Oh my goodness, I love this account, Remygasm. She has a fan account for Remy, Alex, and I, and Remy and I just hung out for like the second or third time at Playlist, and we were talking about how much we love this account. So hey girl, just so you know, we love you. But she asked, how do you feel about Amy Schumer being offended by being referred to as plus size? I have heard so much about this. My really good friend Megan Tan just talked about this. I'm not very educated on the situation, but from what I understand, Amy Schumer has like no problem calling herself chubby in stand-up and making fun of herself, but when she's actually called plus size or chubby or whatever, she's kind of like, no, like, you know, Megan said in a video, like, not me, like, she really denies it and acts like it's a bad thing. I would not personally, looking at her, consider her to be plus size, but simultaneously I think like we all just have bodies. I'm not one of those people who thinks that we necessarily need to drop the moniker plus size. Like, I'm fine with being called plus size. I'm fine with being called big or fat or whatever, curvy, whatever it might be that anyone needs to call me, because it's a descriptor like any other. And the plus size fashion world and the plus size community are a bit separated in some ways, not in all ways, of course, from like the straight size fashion. Like, we don't have the same fashion shows, we don't have the same runways, like we don't have the same stores a lot of the time. So I guess I just like, I don't fully understand the situation and I don't want to pretend like I do, and I don't want to make any judgments on her. I just like, I kind of feel like if you're getting super offended or super worried about it, or if you're just like, no, like not me, you know, maybe that's something you need to reevaluate if that offends you or if that scares you or whatever. But once again, I don't understand the situation. I'm not well versed on it. My friend Sarah, or Sarah Rush, asked, on a scale from no cats to all the cats, how much do you love me? Ask Loey, #cats. Okay, Sarah, like, I love you with the cat, with the Neko. I'm opening up this app because you guys have to see this. I don't know. I've talked about this on Twitter nonstop. I don't, of course, have any cats in my yard right now. I don't, like, this is the one time there will be no freaking cats in my yard. But this is Neko Atsume. And basically, it is a cat collecting game. And you collect all these cats and you basically like lure them to your yard. And it's a very strange situation if you actually like sit there and think about it, a little bit unhealthy. But basically my friend Sarah and I, all we have talked about for about 2 or 3 weeks straight now has been Neko Atsume. I love you, Sarah, with the cat yard expansion with all 10 cats all at the same time. Like, and I think that's all you can have. If you can have more, I love you that much too. But if you guys haven't checked out that game, not spons, not anyone who knows who I am, I'm obsessed with it. Like, that's all I ever do. I've turned everyone in my life on it. My best friend here plays it. Like, all of my online friends play it. My husband plays it. My mom plays it. Like, everyone loves some cat collecting. But you guys, I hope that this was a good Q&A. I know everything's a little bit off. We're working with this camera for only the second time, and so I'm really hoping everything recorded properly or whatever. But I just want you to know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, and that you guys are my entire world. And thank you so much for the amount of love and support you've been showing lately. It's just been above and beyond what it even normally is, and like, I feel like I just don't say thanks enough, so I just wanted to say thanks, and I really love you, so I hope you know that. But I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hope you guys had a great day. I'm gonna go and nurse the rest of my coffee in this beautiful mug. Thanks, Michelle, for this beautiful mug and for letting me stay in your home. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I'll see you soon. Later. I never say later. Bye.